Imagine, what if one day you suddenly end up at a place that's built so high up that even the clouds knock on its door? Or a temple that's stuck to the sheer vertical wall of a mountain, like gravity's been completely forgotten? Or an ancient city carved out of solid rock thousands of years ago. But even today, you can't figure out how humans pulled it off? This video is about those places I call unseen wonders of planet. Spots that make your brain go, "This has to be Photoshop," while your heart says, "No way, dude, this is real." And the scariest part? Many of these places are so isolated that if something goes wrong there, help shows up later. Fear hits first. But hold on, one question. If you got the chance to visit just one place, would you pick some normal spot where you just get Instagram pics? Or that one where the moment you arrive, you're like, "Man, I'm the main character in an adventure movie right now"? Let's get started with the planet's most unseen and unbelievable wonders. Tiger's Nest Monastery, Bhutan. The story kicks off in the heights of the Himalayas, where a monastery is glued to the sheer vertical wall of a mountain, like it made some secret deal with gravity. Tiger's Nest isn't just a tourist spot. It's the story of that monk who meditated here. And legend says he flew in here riding a tiger. Today, to reach it, you've got to climb 900 meters up. And along the way, it feels like the whole mountain is quietly watching you. The air gets thinner, your legs start shaking, and when you finally get to the top, it feels like all the noise of the world got left way down below. But if you think that's tough, wait till the next place, where you don't climb up, you go inside. Phugtal Cave Monastery, India, Ladakh. This spot looks like a hidden temple straight out of a fantasy movie. A massive cave in the mountain wall, with an entire monastery built right inside it. Getting to this monastery, tucked away in the heights of Ladakh, means hours of trekking. The path is so narrow that plenty of times you're thinking, one wrong step, and this video ends right here. But that's exactly where its beauty hides. The monks say this monastery is 2,500 years old, and meditating inside feels like the mountain itself is listening to you. And if a cave monastery is that peaceful, just imagine one in Ladakh that looks like it's floating among the clouds. Key Monastery, India. Key Monastery, the crown of Spiti Valley. These white buildings standing on top of a mountain peak look from afar like some giant did artwork with Lego blocks. But its real story is hidden in the lower rooms, where centuries-old scriptures and mysterious paintings are kept. By the time you reach here, oxygen is down to half, and excitement is doubled. Even a light breeze in these mountains reminds you just how high up you really are. So far, we've been climbing mountains. But the next place? A monastery built right on top of a volcano, where getting there literally means leaving it up to the one above. Taung Kalat Volcano Monastery, Myanmar. Imagine. A monastery built right on the very top of an inactive volcano. To get to Taung Kalat, you've got to climb 777 steps. On the way up, monkeys try to snatch your stuff. Yeah, it's true. This place is also famous as the home of monkey monks. And when you finally reach the top, it feels like all of Myanmar is right under your feet. Those gusts of wind rising from the volcano's peak carry a weird kind of fear too, because you know this is the exact spot where lava once flowed. But now, let's leave the volcano behind and head to a place where the entire mountain looks just like a lion. Sigiriya Lion Rock, Sri Lanka. In Sri Lanka, there's this massive rock standing tall, and right in front of it, two gigantic lion paws. Looking at them, it feels like some ancient king said, "The entrance has to be so epic that enemies get scared just seeing it." To get to the top, 1,200 steps, strong winds, and down below, you can see the jungles of Sri Lanka. They say King Kashyapa built this fortress so the enemies who wanted to kill him could never even reach it. But if you think carving something out of rock is easy, then the next spot in Jordan is going to change your definition. Monastery of Petra, Jordan. Petra, the most beautiful scoop in the world. Thousands of years ago, people carved entire architecture out of solid rock, stuff that still baffles scientists today. Every line etched into these walls tells a new story. When the sun hits the rock, it glows pink, orange, and golden all at once. At night, the eerie silence reminds you that this city was once lost, and then suddenly rediscovered in 1812. But let's come out from inside the rock now and head to a place where houses are literally hanging in the air. Hanging mansions of Ronda, Spain. Ronda, Spain's suspended city. A deep gorge right in the middle, and on both sides, houses built on sheer cliffs that'd scare you just to peek down. Standing here, it feels like the homes aren't on the ground at all, but just hanging in the air. The massive canyon cutting through the city looks like the earth split right open, and the famous Puente Nuevo bridge over it. At night, it straight up looks like a shot from a horror movie. But now, let's go to a place where it's not mansions. It's an entire monastery hanging in the air. Alhandelia Monastery, Egypt. We know Egypt for its pyramids, but this cliff monastery is a hidden treasure. This monastery is glued to the sheer vertical wall, so much that just looking down makes your soul shake. Locals say ancient saints built it so they could stay far from people, in total silence, to find themselves. The 1,000-year-old paintings and symbols carved into the stone are still mysteries today. But if you think this is ancient, wait till the next place. It's even older. And it's in America. Cliff Palace, America. Hidden in the mountains of Colorado, Cliff Palace. A village that ancient Pueblo people carved right into the rock. This is America's biggest cliff dwelling. Imagine, hundreds of people lived here, in a spot that's hard to even find. At sunset, this place gets so quiet that it feels like voices from thousands of years ago are still floating in the air. Enough silence, now let's head to a spot that's the lifeblood of adventure lovers. Trolltunga Rock, Norway. Trolltunga, the world's most iconic overhanging rock. A thin, tongue-like rock jutting out thousands of feet up in the air. People get so excited taking photos here that they totally forget the fear. But one strong gust of wind reminds you, there's nothing down below. Getting here means 10 to 12 hours of trekking, and somewhere along the way, the question hits, why did I take on this challenge? But we've seen enough rocks sticking out. Now let's go toward the world's most mysterious cave. Hanging point of Son Doong Cave, Vietnam. Son Doong isn't just a cave, it's an underground planet. Inside, jungles, rivers, clouds, everything. And deep in this cave, there's a spot called Hanging Point, where the ground suddenly ends, and below is just unseen darkness. Standing there feels like you've stepped into another world. The cave's dampness, the darkness, and the water dripping from above create such a thrill that your heart starts racing on its own. And now, the last wonder. A church in Spain that fights the waves. San Juan de Gaztelugatxe, Spain. A rocky island out in the sea, with a church built right on top. To get there, 241 steps, which, as you climb, feel like the wind and the ocean are both trying to stop you. The crashing waves hit the rocks with such a roar that for a second you're scared. If I slip, it's nothing but water down below. But the moment you reach the top and see the view, it wipes away all the exhaustion in the world. So friends, these were our planet's unseen wonders. Places that remind us the world isn't limited to just cities and roads. Somewhere a monastery hanging from a mountain peak, somewhere a church battling ocean waves, and somewhere an entire city hidden inside rocks. If even one of these spots blew your mind, just think, how many more secrets are still hidden on Earth that we haven't seen yet? If you want to explore these hidden worlds too, hit like on this video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me, which mysterious place should we travel to next time? Because the world is huge, and the adventure is still waiting.